Okay, welcome guys, welcome. We are here with Dwarf Fortress Friday, and we need to get our military set up. I'm sorry about my croaky throat. It's starting to get croaky, which is not good because it's going to mean it's probably going to get worse over the coming days. But anyway, I'll see how it goes. It's not sore at this stage, but I do have a bit of a cold. I've woken up with a cold, which isn't good, so I'm sneezing a fair bit. Anyway, I'm sure that's going to be very, very pleasant for you guys. I'm wearing my Dwarf Fortress shirt, by the way, too. So there is actually, if you are interested in getting a Dwarf Fortress shirt, it's sort of essentially got all of the select selection of the thumbnails that I had created for my series back a year or two back, I guess. And so anyway, so that is available at shop.dastactic.com. I think that's how it works. So there's I think that's the one. Anyway, there's a link in the description there if you are interested in getting one of these. Actually, I've only just received it actually, and it's good. I like it. It's a bit different. So anyway, let's get into it. We've got we're going to continue our active game, of course. Come on, click. There we are. The future land. Here we go. It's the year 303. We're sort of moving through, so we haven't really had any big attacks or anything, but I do need to get my military established. We'll do a bit of a summary and sort of see where we are with everything. Like, there's a lot of undead outside. We're going to need to clean them up. I normally leave it with something we have to do, but I think the last thing we did was put in a slab for Von Schweinhund, I think. I'm pretty sure that was the last one that we did, and that just finished off the ghost. In fact, we can have a look at the log file if we needed to, but I think I'll just continue on through. So anyway, here we are. This is the top of the fortress where we've got our main base, our main meeting area. We've got a goblin in a cage here who happens to be a terrarium, who happens to also then be a were llama. And we have another one that did come in that we killed off in here. That like when he turned back from being a were giraffe, I think it was. So just so that we've been able to keep the fortress fairly much under control for a little while now. Okay, let's have a quick look and see what we've got. So what we're building with let's just start at the top and work our way back through. So if I just go up a couple of layers, this is the entrances back in through here. So there's bones and stuff. This is the main entrance on the outside. It's raining goo. There's all sorts of undead animals and stuff that are out on the outside. Just double check that this one here, I just locked down the cages just to stop if anything falls into them. Then they won't be collected, which is what I want to have happen. I don't want to have any sort of collection of the different forces. One thing I'm sort of surprised about is they haven't cleaned up this area, and I don't know why. We will eventually, this is all fortification through here, so we're going to eventually have like a second military group, which will end up being a group that then uses archery to defend the actual fortress itself. But I don't need it just yet. We need to get our steel established. So as we come back down through the fortress, go back down, so you can see the layers. We're at layer 47 now, elevation 47. We're in a fairly mountainous region. It's an animating biome, by the way, so anything that dies pretty much comes back as a zombie. One thing we have, this is actually where our military sleep, and I'm going to change them from just doing, like at the moment they're either military or they're not. So we're going to need to look at that as well. So I think I'll wait till I get a few more members, and then we'll give them a training regime where they basically go back to only being soldiers full time. Because we now have enough, we've got 68 population, we've got a good, big population here in the fortress, so we can certainly do a lot of stuff in through this other side. It's late winter, so we've got spring coming fairly soon for the next year. No more traders coming at this point in time. In fact, I've left the fortress open. So with both those drawbridges open, it is a bit risky, but I'm just going to leave it that way and allow things to come into the fortress. So, military is what we'll need to be sort of focusing on. This is going to be my my lever room back on the side through here, which is just off to the side of everything else. We have our food storage for the guys to eat when they're actually in the main meeting hall. And we'll be putting more and more of the artifacts as we get them back in through here. We go down to the hospital layer. So the next one down is the hospital layer through here. So that one is ready to go. If we wanted to check it, we just go to zones, click on the hospital, and then have a look and see what we've got. So chest in the common area is 4. We've got 16 beds out of 16. We've got 13 traction benches. So we don't have all the traction benches that we require. So that's actually something that we don't yet have. So we'll need to sort of make sure that they are built. And they will be built eventually, but they're just not built just yet. So we'll have to check that one out. We've got the thread desired 6. We've only got 5, but we'll fix these up as they come through. The powder for casts, we've only got 5 in there. Desired 10. Now we've got two hospitals, and this is just one of them. So Free Zero is saying, what's the plans for grand construction? Are you going to make one? I'm going to make a cart that runs from the top to the bottom, or from the bottom to the top of the fortress. So a mining cart system, a powered mining cart system, if we can. That's always a bit hard because you've got to test it. You don't want it going too fast. So I think we'll test it that way. It's a bit convoluted to do it, but it can be very, very useful for just bringing things up. We have different doctors now. Most of these guys are actually, the doctors are essentially also our fighters. So we've got a few in the military that should be, for example, Klingzog is a doctor in here, but is in reality a warrior, and so that's something that we do have to sort of be a bit more careful of. So he'll eventually not become a doctor anymore. We have a few different medical dwarves and stuff as well in through there. We've got a few of them that are actually good. So so we'll and once we get started making that, it's not an onerous task to do it, but it's something that we will actually set up. So we're going to need power. So there's a whole lot of different things we have to then start to once we do sort of do a powered mining cart system. We can also set up a mining cart system that is a weapon, but I don't know if I'll bother doing that. I think I'll just leave it as just leave them basically just for transport. All right, so that's all good. So that's the Bronze Homes, which is our main hospital. Just leave them alone and just get out of the zones. We also have our dungeon back up through here. Now I do need to fix all these things up. So I need to put bars. Then we've got nickel bars across the front. So I'll just go and place all of these. We've got nickel chains, nickel tables, and nickel thrones. And through this other side, along with a bed. Let's just go and fix these up now, because this is another one where if I go back to zones and go and click on this area, this is a dungeon, and if I have a look at the actual dungeon itself, it should tell me. Actually, that's not telling me there. Maybe it's under the nobles area. Now these actually need better. So in this case, it needs decent quarters. So it needs quarters. It's got decent quarters. It's got a dining room. Decent dining room. Needs a dining room. Well, that should be yellow all the way through for both these guys. This is Captain of the Guard and also the Dungeon Master. They should be okay. They should be that should be green. Oh, it's only a modest study. Okay, it's a modest study. So we need to improve the study for both these guys. So they actually live just down here. So the study is in here, where we don't actually have any. Anything. It's not good enough. So we need to improve that. Now I do have some statues. I can throw a statue in there, for example, or some more furniture. It won't take much to just boost that one up. I think that there is a value system that you can actually access, but I'd have to sort of see how that one is actually done. So hi Mark, that's Mark saying more like DasTactic. There we go. So welcome guys. Right, so in this case we're going to need to fix up both of these rooms in here. And I don't really want to be using gold statues. I've used gold statues in other places just to raise the overall appeal of the fortress. I'll come back to those. It's not going to dramatically upset them, but I thought there was a requirement for getting 6 of these, and I can't think of where that actually was. I would have thought it would have been under zones, but there's nothing there, which is I'm sure that there was a requirement here. If I just go back to my nobles, yeah, there's nothing much there. Yeah, I know I didn't just read it. There's definitely something going on. Let's just go back out, and we'll just set these up. So all I'm going to do here is just go across into constructions. We're going to go to vertical bars, and we're just going to go and place them here, which is going to be nickel bars. We've got 21 nickel bars at this stage. I'll just keep it going as we do it. And another one over here. All right, and then we need to have a door. So it may not work with the door until we're sort of ready. And these are also going to be made out of nickel. Yeah, we only have gabbro and mudstone. I'll need to make a couple of nickel doors and also nickel chain. I don't know if I've got any nickel chain. Hi, Began, how you going? So, yeah, we could engrave the floor. That's something, that would be a nice, easy way around that. We might do that, actually. That's a good idea. Let's engrave the walls and the floor of those two rooms. That will raise the overall value. So, hi, Naz, how you going? Mark's been saying, so I sort of cheat with LNP, and with your advice, I min-max the crap out of my first fort. Every single dwarf is super happy, and if they like ducks, they'd have one. Because they like them. Oh, there we go. That's cool. Yeah, it's a funny game, isn't it? Just so different every time you play it, though, too. Now, what are we going to do? We're going to do cages and restraints. We're going to do a rope or chain. Just see if we've got any. No, we don't have any. I will pop the beds in. Bed. Just see if we've got any available. Yep, we've got some tower cap beds. We can't make these out of metal. So we'll just go and make those. All right, so we need to go, when we get down to the bottom, we'll have to try to remember to build these different components out of nickel, just so we can actually make use of them. Let's continue on down through the fortress. We have a giant piggery back in through here, waiting for them to have more babies. One of them is completely domesticated. The other two are just tamed. So they're not the best, but we need them to have babies so that we can end up with domesticated pigs, giant pigs. That will then sort of, if we then go and start to slaughter them. So this is just the start of this particular mesh area. We've got another one where we've sort of got like lots and lots of turkeys. So we've got like a turkey farm, which is supplying us with lots and lots of leather. Down through here, we've got our main sort of way of them making clothes. I've got all that on just auto. So the dwarves are just making things as they require. Oh, thank you, Began, there for the gifted sub. So very, very much appreciated. And I thought you could make metal beds now. Can you milk them? That's a good question, actually. There's nothing there. That's a male, so it's not that one. About this one. This is female. No, it doesn't look like you can. Let's just, when we get down to the bottom, I'll just check that with another one as well. See if we can do it. Okay, so Funma is in saying your Dwarf Fortress series helped me learn the game. I now love. First time catching stream. There we go. Great. Big love from Oz, from either Australia or Austria. I think Austria also uses AUS. Okay, this is actually where we've got our military. So we can sort of see at a glance what's going on here. And as long as there's things in the buckets, it means that I can then go and build a military. So I'm bringing up the better equipment into here. You can see through here, this particular one is empty. So we don't actually have anything in that particular stockpile, which is actually, you can see it's got the head, the body, arms, top of the legs, bottom of the legs. And so if I go to the helmet, for example, we've got a couple of steel helmets in through there. We've got a whole lot of gauntlets, and so we've got left and right gauntlets running through there. Actually, I've got way too many of those. So I've just gone and done the opposite thing there. So that's actually gauntlets in through there. Then we've got the greaves should be in this one. 2 steel greaves there, and two steel high boots there. So I can make, I still can't even make one of these guys just yet. Then we actually have over through this side the different sorts of armor that we've got. So we've got 3 shields, which is good. We've got hollow steel maces, which are good quality as well. So this is good stuff. Down through here we have steel short swords, which we are making, but I don't really want to have them be too prevalent in the force that we have. But I wanted to get a bit of a mix between swords and maces. And then we've just got other extraneous type items. So iron short swords. I don't know why that one's in there. Iron pick. Iron short sword should be in this one. Oh no, that's steel. Sorry, yeah, if we've got stuff that's we're only using steel in here. This is my steel stockpile, and this is only steel going into here as well. So this is actually how we're going to be building our military. This is where I wanted to have the cart system needs to come into here. So this is actually the top of the cart system. So it would need to, there's a lot for us to do to build that one. I don't know if we'll even get started in this session, but that's where it has to end up, is bringing up from the bottom of the fortress the equipment that we then go and make. This is actually where I was going to be building the cart system. So the cart system in here, we do actually have like if I go and start to do this one, you can see that we've got aquifer. So this is actually sort of like damp areas back in through here. If I chop through this, so this was going to be where the actual carts were going to come in and then go up into the next layer. So, but I have an aquifer that sort of is running, and as I start to go through, we can then sort of start to see that's the actual aquifer there. This is going to be damp stone through this other side. So we do have aquifer around the place, and so when we go and build everything, we're going to have to sort of dig through aquifer yet again, which is not a problem. If you only see 2 droplets, it means that it's just a light aquifer, which is all we have on this particular map. If it's 3 droplets, it's a heavy aquifer, which is going to be very, very hard for you to then work your way through. Yeah, from saying from Australia, there we go. It's nice and early for us, isn't it? 2 a.m. Mark's saying, yeah, fun. Des taught me the usage of stairs, such an informative. Yeah, I remember that one. That was, because it was so hard for people to actually grasp what was going on with the stair system in the game. This is actually our where we're doing mining for various. We've got magnetite and hematite. This is our iron mine on this layer, and so we've got all sorts of. We've got native. Actually, we've got a lot of native platinum there. We've got magnetite back on this side. Yeah, I'll have to look at this layer because we will be needing more of the iron at some point. We also then have onyx clusters and stuff, which I won't worry about. But anyway, that's the next layer down. Then we actually have more of the aquifer. I'll just leave it on the mining so you can sort of see the aquifer. This is I'm allowing this one to feed into this well system. We've got a well on the top of this. So there's a well there that then feeds down into it. I'm using the aquifer to fill up this area full of water. This is all aquifer in through here. I've then smoothed the walls in here to stop the aquifer. Same in through this other side aquifer. This one here with the magnetite doesn't actually, like magnetite, it's not aquifer, it's still damp because there's more aquifer on the outside of that area. More aquifer. In fact, that's the end of the aquifer there, and then we've still got more aquifer. It goes for a long, long way down. And then we've got more, more damp stone above. This is actually the damp stone of the ceiling above this layer. So we're aware of the dampness of the stone here, but it's not actually leaking. So it's just that the roof is damp, but not actually leaking down into the aquifer. If I dig up, I'm then going to be digging into another aquifer. So the aquifer is going to be another big problem that we're going to have to go and deal with. And so at the moment we're just exposing more and more of that as we build this particular bedroom layer. Now I do need to get these established as well. We've got a fair few of them done down this way. So that's one bedroom layer through there. We have our mayoral quarters in through this other side, and we have bedrooms we haven't actually set up properly yet. So that they need to all be done. Actually, while we're here, I won't make the bedrooms themselves just yet. But what I will do is just fix up. I need trap systems for when if anyone dies, they're going to come back as a zombie. So and the bedrooms are often where dwarves will die, just from different causes. So I'm going to like if we've got vampires or anything like that in the fortress, then that's going to become very, very dangerous. So I'm just going to be wanting to trap any zombies that then come then are sort of formed. just so that I'm aware of what's going on. So I'm just going to keep on trapping these just with cage traps. So I'm just going to go and place another cage trap there. And each corridor. So the corridors will then be, so anything that comes out of the, a zombie that's inside these group of 10 bedrooms will ultimately then come and hopefully they fall into the trap if they sort of start to go anywhere. So we just got those traps on the inside of the fortress. And similarly through here we've got another bedroom layer which we are starting to create. It's funny because it keeps on forgetting what it's building. So we will have to go and fix these up as well. So these are a whole lot of different bedrooms that have been set, but we don't actually have, they're not actually building what they need to be building. So let's just go back in and we will go back to traps. I don't know why that's not keeping there. So we've got a very, very large, yeah, so we will have to fix this all up as well. There's a fair bit to do there. So this one, like for whatever reason, it's lost the planning for that one, which is a bit of a problem, a bit annoying. We come back down. This is actually a lever area where we then actually have like a zone where we can then go and push things down into this outside area, and then atom smash anything that we throw in there. We do have a few little creatures like an undead crocodile, which is back on the other side there. We'll have to eventually get rid of these. I'm just going to do that by opening up this door eventually and just letting it get caught in one of these, and then we'll figure out what to do with it. There's 39 hostile elements on the map, mainly undead animals is the main thing we actually have. We'll go through those in just a minute as well. So as I come back up, down through the actual main fortress itself, I've set this one up so that we can actually then do storage above and below, but I haven't really done the storage in here. I do need to dig this out. So I think I'm just going to dig that out now actually. So I've got the stairwells leading up, and then we'll just dig a largish zone in here. This ultimately will be for our furniture and for anything large that we then go and create. So just get like a largish area, and these feed in from the workshops below. But again, we're going to need to have more things feeding into this as well. So we've got like our carpenters, our stone workers are all on that particular layer. All right, then we come down. This is storage for wood and ultimately stone. I've got like big areas of stone that I've just been using auto dump to just sort of leave them around just for the. So this is essentially where our stone stockpile is going to be. Just keep on coming down through the fortress. This here is the first cavern layer where we've got we had a room in here for when we caught the were llama, the goblin. So we've got like an area I can lock this one off, and I do have traps in through here as well. Just going to forbid the actual cages. That way we don't then go and fix them up once something gets caught. So when we actually have, like when we catch something that is dangerous that we've been able to actually manage, I can then go and place them in here and then figure out what to do with them. And I don't know what that's going to be just yet. Could even use an atom smasher in here and just get rid of lots and lots of stuff if we needed to. So that's another possibility, would be to put an atom smasher into this particular room. I don't think I will though. So these are all the different things that we've caught over time. We've got a lot of zombie elements back in through here. A lot of even just portions of animals that have come back to life. Like for example, if we look at the turkey hen back down through there, it won't be a turkey hen, I don't think. Oh, it's just a skin. The skin was then caught, so that's sort of just because everything comes back to life. This is my sentient creatures back over through here. So we've got a dwarf. This one is a left arm of one of the guys that came back to life, and a goblin in a cage down through here. This is an actual full corpse, a zombie corpse of a goblin back through that side. Not that we can do anything with them. I had another room in here. I forget what I was going to do with that. I think that was going to be something where I ended up leaving creatures to to sort of basically I don't know what actually we need. It may have even been a training room to actually let zombies go and have my military get used to destroying them. We may still do that. That's something we could definitely do. and use this as essentially as a training room. Particularly if once we get marks dwarves, we can set up an area where they practice firing on actual zombie creatures. So hi Resmelin, how you going? So now we keep on going back through. Actually, Mark's in saying, I reckon I still have some screenshots of my first world. Had a separate entrance for baddies, full of traps and ballistas, floodgates and the lot. Oh man, I miss this game. It's a great game. It's a great game. So Mark is then saying, does a cart system not require 3 blocks wide? It does for the cart for the traders, so they require 3 wide. But for a mining cart, no. A mining cart can just be one block wide. So, but for an actual wagon, it needs to have 3. So we've got that essentially sort of established, but we haven't really, again, made sort of good use of that. We've got a farming guild in here. So there's a lot of the guys that actually do the planting in the guild in that particular area. This is our entrance into the underground. We have a largish area here, which is also where we then chop down our trees. One thing I haven't done is designated this as a tree chopping zone, and I could do that one just so that they come in here to chop trees down when they require it, but we don't need it yet, so I think I'll just leave that one. But we can set that up with DF hack, like with the auto chop. In fact, I don't even know if it sort of shows that in the main area. So auto dump, there's auto chop there. So if I just go across into here, auto harvest trees when low on stockpiled logs. So in this case, usage enable auto chop, and then you actually designate where they can chop, where they can actually go, what forests they can have access to. So we have like large mushrooms. We've actually purposely stayed in this area. You can see that these are starting to grow, but they're not really big yet. These are just young trees. So if we go and click on that one there, for example, this will be a tower cap trunk. So the trunk is growing, but the actual tower cap itself hasn't grown yet. So these are just these ones these have actually got branches that then sort of extend out. So this is fungi wood. And I think we've cut, this one here is fully grown. So we have like a big one there, which would give us a lot of wood. But these are the ones that are just growing. These are growing back now. So this is actually my growing area. So I could certainly set this up as an auto chop area, but I don't think I'll do that just yet. I'll do it when I need to. So as we go back down deeper into the fortress, there is actually a little offshoot here which goes down into a floor hatch. The floor hatch there is for our own protection, and if we just go down through here, that then goes down to the second layer. The second layer I set up first because it was the so as we sort of move through, above this is just one layer of there's no trees that will grow in here. So all my actual grazing animals live on this particular floor where I've been able to block it off. So this is a completely enclosed area. You can see there's lots of zombie creatures on the outside. So it's dangerous on the outside there, but it's not actually something we have to worry about because it's just got one layer of ceiling above it. So we don't have to make it multiple heights. If I just go and have a look at, that is a female, actually I don't have it there. I wonder if that can be, the milking is done, we're looking at the milking for the pigs, and I just don't know if we can milk them. It'd be good if we could. Yeah, I thought it might show up in here, but it doesn't. So we've got lots and lots of animals, like a hell of a lot of animals. We've got a stray boar. I don't think I've got any other piglets. I could put them upstairs as well. The pigs are the one animal that's it's sort of like a grazing animal that actually can just lick the slime off rock. So it actually doesn't need to live outside. It doesn't need grass, but all the others are grazing animals. We might have to have a look at that at the farmer's workshop and just sort of see what's going on with that one. Let's just keep on going. So that's the bottom layer. So I've got a hatch at the bottom, just in case something goes wrong inside that room. If we end up with a zombie animal in there, they're all going to be zombie animals, and then we have to lock this down. So that's sort of why that's a bit of a fail-safe for us. We then go back down through this part of the fortress. We've then switch over at this point because I think that then opens up into another layer at somewhere. but I've switched across just to sort of meet my way, to work my way through. So I've got a corridor that runs down through there. So it's a long way down. Yeah, so this one is just to avoid the bottom cavern layer. So we're avoiding that layer as we bring everything through. And then we've got different guys moving down. We've got wheelbarrows and so on and so forth around the place. Atomic Ant, the militia commander. These were when we were trying to find ways into. Like there was actually a cavern that sort of this was the bottom layer of a cavern, and we were trying to figure out where things actually were, but we don't need to worry about that anymore. We've actually locked that one off, just so that there's actually there's a wall there. So no matter what is in that layer in that cave, it's not going to really worry us. As we continue on down, we were then trying to find out more and more things. We didn't quite get there. This one here is actually where we get garnerite. Garnerite is a ore of nickel, so this is actually going to be our garnerite mine. So we were just sort of mining there for a little while. Still going further down. It's a long way down. So we're now sort of below sea level, at -6. More garnerite down this way. So this is where we're getting our nickel from. Now we're still seeing more of the this very bottom cavern layer back in through here. So that we've got the bottom cavern layer runs through this area. This is gold, where we can actually get gold nuggets. We've got a gold mine there, and still further down, way down. It's a long way down, -28. Now we actually hit the final, the lower area of the fortress, which is essentially where we now do all of our forging. And this is why we wanted to get a system where dwarves can get down here quickly and also get back up quickly. So we need to. This is going to be our station, like where we're going to then be sending things up through the fortress to get to the top layers. So ultimately, this is actually where we've got all sorts of different things. Like for example, in here we've got iron bars. So iron bars are stored in this one. This one here is a stockpile that just stores lignite, which allows us to make coke. So we need to find more lignite. We can see very clearly what we've got. These are stockpiles of coke, which we use in the steel making process. These are pig iron bars. So we need to have iron bars to make pig iron and coke to make steel. Down through here, we then actually have another area, which is, I don't even know what that one is. This is a stone stockpile. If I just go to custom, it's using limestone. Okay, so limestone is also required for making steel. So the limestone comes into here. This is a flux stone. And then finally we have our steel bars into here. So if we have a bit of a look at at that area there, we've got steel bars. So you can see we don't have a real lot of them. So we need to keep on making more and more of these. The steel bars from there, this one here is being picked up by somebody. This is another. We've got a lot of names that we can actually have in the fortress. They then go downstairs through to here. On the one side, we've got the furnaces, the smelters, which just see what they're doing. This one's making steel bars, and there's also got an order there to make coke from lignite. So they're just making what they have, making pig iron bars, and through here making steel bars, making more coke. This one here doesn't have any orders. This one here is making steel bars and coke as well. So they're all making different things. You can see that we've got, to actually make the steel bars, we need pig iron, limestone, and coke. And so that's actually the what we actually have through there. I think if we go further up, so that's going off to collect the components that it requires. It's fairly involved. This one is a magma kiln where we can make sort of different things, and then we have a magma kiln. So we've got two of those in through there. We're using this to then go and get kaolinite. So we've got like a kaolinite, which is sort of like clay. So we can make clay things out of there. I haven't really sort of done much with that one. On the other side, opposite this one, we've got a glass furnace where we can actually then go and get sand and just make things out of glass if we have to. This is another glass furnace back over to this other side, so we then are making our glass area here. We haven't really set up any sort of industry. And then with the different areas through here, you can see that we've got like a gold stockpile in around here. If I just go and click on that one. So gold bars, this one here is probably, this one's still being ordered to make steel elements. So even though there's gold in here, I can make anything I like out of gold. I'm just using that as a stockpile for the gold. So, but we can see that it's got different orders have been queued up to then go and make things. And on the ground here, you can see that we've got like another. The iron anvil is part of the actual part of the room itself. But then we've got gold statue to dwarves. So there's different statues that have been sort of made. We've got steel shields which are waiting to go to the top of the fortress. In this one here, we've got nothing forging high steel high boots there. This one here doesn't have any order just yet, and that one doesn't have any orders yet either. That one there also doesn't have any orders. And this is probably going to be nickel, I would guess. Yeah, so we've got a nickel. This is our nickel area. So what I'm going to do here is I need to go and create a few different things. I'm just going to go to add a new task, and we're just going to go across. Let's see if we can make things out of nickel beds. Can we make it? No, it's not there. But we do need to forge nickel chains, so we're just going to go and add another one of those. Furniture, nickel chains. So we needed 2 of those. We're actually going to need more than that, so I'm going to add another one as well. Furniture, nickel. We need because we didn't have all the traction benches either. A new task. Furniture, nickel, and then we need to have a nickel table and a nickel door. So for the 2 doors. Furniture. So I'm doing a bit fussy with the dungeon area that we actually end up having. So just try typing bed at the top. Okay, I'll do that. I'll just do that in 1 second and see what we end up with. Maybe nickel can't be made into beds. Do need to have tables. Just type in bed. No, nothing there. Oh, the wrong one there. It's funny, it's not actually getting even the table. I wonder if there's other ones I'm just not missing. Yeah, gold. You can't make a gold bed. So I'll just do it manually. Nickel. So Simple Square Sim is saying, is this game similar to RimWorld? Yes, very much so. RimWorld was inspired by this game. So it's they're sort of well, this is one of the inspirations for RimWorld, and I mean most games like RimWorld or Dwarf Fortress is the starting point for a lot of different things. I think we're going to run out of space here. Let's just go back to nickel again, and we need a throne. It's we haven't even done tables yet. So got 1 throne there. Let's just go to another location here. So that one's the one making those. We'll just make nickel stuff out of here as well. A new task, furniture. Now we did the 2 tables. I think we only had 1 nickel throne. So we'll just go back down and go and create that. And we'll just do more. So furniture, nickel, and we've got the chains, we've got everything we needed there. So Widowmaker saying, haven't played either game, but looks like RimWorld is designed in this like. Yes, RimWorld was, this was one of the big inspirations for RimWorld. It is for most of these sort of games, to be honest. Just what Tarn has actually done with this game is just unbelievable. Like, in terms of, like, it's been around for such a long time and just gets better and better and better all the time. I might go and get 1 more nickel chain, actually, and I'll just leave it there, because we don't have a hell of a lot of nickel. Actually, we do have a fair bit. Yeah, we've got enough. So they're making stuff out of that. So that's actually the bottom layer for the fortress. Well, the bottom layer is actually the layer below this one, which is this magma layer. So we're actually sort of hooking into the volcano here and allowing the magma to then flow through here. I do have an up-down stair just to sort of take me further down when I was trying to find the magma. I couldn't actually locate it, so we're trying to hit it at this stage. So we ended up, trying to find things, and just really didn't. It took me forever to actually go and find it. But we'll leave these because at some point we're going to be needing to do more there. So with the military, I do need to get more of the body. The body parts need to be done, and I'm not seeing. They're not actually accessing them. Let's have a quick look at the work orders. So we're looking for steel. Steel mail shirts is what we need. And we'll just have a quick look and make sure that what we have. Oh, here we go. So we don't have any steel bars available just yet. So that will fix itself up. So what I'm going to do is let the fortress now run forward, and there is actually fighting going on outside. So I'm not going to worry about those. We have 39 hostiles. We'll just go through. We've got a zombie crocodile. Anything in that sort of purpley pink colour is a zombie. Heaps of zombies out here. As they kill things, they come back to life. On this particular map, there's now 41 hostiles. I better just pause, because if they're on the outside, stray poults have been slaughtered. We have to be very, very careful here. So 43 hostiles. You can see it's just making more and more. These are all zombies down this way. As one kills one other, it's then causes. This is all miasma that's now sort of expanding out through these little undead troglodytes. Just make sure there's nothing out here. There's a flying unit that we have to be a bit careful of. More of them down there. There's lots of them. There's just heaps and heaps of them. But there's nothing much we have to really concern ourselves with. Yeah, there's lots and lots of zombie creatures now coming in. Grundles. So if they're up top, that's where we have to be concerned. So I think we're actually okay here. Yeah, we're back to here again. All right, so that's fine. So we've got 43 hostiles on the map. Just different things coming back to life. Our fortress is really quite secure, except for the top. I might lock the top down. Just go back up the top here and just tell them to pull the lever, then do it now. So that's now been pulled. If we go back up the top of the fortress, we'll then see this one will then raise. That's now locked the fortress in. There's no way anything can get into the fortress. So the fortress is now secure until we sort of have somebody else that then sort of arrives. Okay, so Vinyl Rabbit, their mayor, has mandated the construction of certain goods. So we'll need to go and fix that up. Actually, we're going to do the engraving, weren't we, as well? Let's just have a quick look and see what the mandate actually is. So we have a mandate back over through here. Make short swords 1 of 1. Yes, we're going to. That is something we're going to just keep on making anyway. So the short swords are on the order. We're just going to keep on making those. So that's all fine. Forged steel helm has been completed. Make pig iron bars has been completed as well. Poults have hatched. They've been slaughtered. So they'll come back to life. Forged steel shield has been completed. So the living creatures outside are being attacked by the undead creatures. We're getting heaps and heaps. We're going to need to fix that up, like when we do finally get a military done. Now that's not good. We've got through here needs plum helmet spawn, and ultimately we should have heaps of it. I'll just go into here. How many? We've got 49 plump helmets. We've got seeds. Yeah, we've got a lot of it there. That's okay. We do have things in here, so that will ultimately be okay. Actually, that sort of reminds me what I should really be doing here is I did set up an area. If I go to F6, that sort of takes me down to this zone. This was supposed to be a seed stockpile in this area. So I'm just going to set that one up now. Accept. And so in this case, this is a food stockpile. This is where seeds are then stored. So we go to food, then we go to custom, and we go to none, and then we're just going to come back across and then just go back down to seeds. So seeds are there. And the only ones I want here are the ones that grow underground. So most of these we don't actually need. It's just the ones that we sort of end up coming with. So if we go back down through the list, there's a heap of them, but most of these are above ground. And so I will put Dimple Cup, even though I'm not actually growing that. Dimple Cup is used for dyes, for dyeing the clothing, so to make different coloured clothing, which sometimes you do need it just for happiness. But we weren't not going to worry about that one. So that's one of them. That then goes back through. We then actually have the next one, probably be plump helmets, I'm thinking. Yeah, plump helmet spawn back in through there. Pigtails. Pigtails are used for cloth, so we need that as well. Then we need rock nuts. I think that's all. Am I missing one? I think that's it. So we just make sure that they're the ones that actually end up going there. And so we need to then do the opposite for wherever we've got our seed stockpile, which I think is at the top of the fortress. If I go to F2, this is sort of like a bit of a catch-all. So I'm just going to go into this particular stockpile, just go to custom, and just go to food on the left-hand side. So this is actually where we sort of started everything. In fact, we've only got extracts and miscellaneous liquids, so that's why we're not storing anything anywhere. So I'm pretty sure seeds actually didn't have a space to go. So we'll bring the seeds back across. That will then allow the farmers to then go and access seeds from in here to then go and build what they need to in here. So we actually have, and this is just set to auto for everything that's sort of going on. So in fact, we've even got dimple cups in through here that they're trying to sort of then go and make. I'm just letting them do whatever they want to do here. So check the wiki. I got confused because it's just legendary. And it says there are 6. Oh, okay. What are the others? If we go back and have a look, if I go back in, and the easiest way to do this one is to go and set up well, if we go to spring, so we do sweet pods is another one we missed, and quarry bushes. They're the 2. So sweet pods and quarry bushes are the ones required. So we can just have a look at each month, like spring, or each season. Spring has got most. Summer has got everything. Oh, cave wheat we didn't put in either. There's another one there as well. So quarry bushes, sweet pods, and cave wheat. I knew there was one that started with C. We only can grow plump helmets and dimple cups in the winter. All right, so back to here. Go back to custom, seeds, and cave wheat. That was, what was the other one? There was cave wheat, sweet pods, sweet pod seeds back in through there. Quarry bushes, thank you for that. Quarry bushes. Now, quarry bushes aren't in the list. Why is that? Are they rock nuts? Do rock nuts come from quarry bushes, I wonder? Anyway, that'll get us going at the start. Because rock nuts are the seeds, I think, of quarry bushes, I think. What we can do is we can try to find them outside here. So we've got like cave wheat, back over through here, this is dead cave wheat. So if I can just go and pick things from the ground, this is dead dimple cups, dead plump helmets back out this way. So these have actually just, they've just died. These are all going to be dead back in through here. We can actually go, if we run out of food, we can go and actually, they're dimple cups been through there, they're alive. I'm not sure whether there's sweet pods back in through that other side. We might wait just to see how we go. We've got lots of dimple cups sort of growing in here at the moment. But I'm not sure where the quarry bushes come from. Yeah, anyway. So, okay, it's Freeze Aaron saying, yeah, you're right. So I think, rock nuts, I think, come from the quarry bushes. But I thought we'd see them. We should see them on our, underground here somewhere. So I'm not sure why we're not actually spotting those. All right, so let's just leave that one where that is. They'll then start to move those seeds down, then they can make use of them. So they are planting everything. So everyone from in here now is going out to plant the various. It will have different plump helmets are being built in this one. So I've just leave this on auto. Like DF Hack sort of looks after that for me. I don't need to worry about it. Again, nothing we have to worry about there. Steel bars have been completed, that's good. We're looking for those nickel elements, but it is a long way for them to go and do anything. We need a lot more cloth as well. But we don't actually have an area where we can pick up the webs or the actual, like making cloth is actually not easy for us at this stage. Okay, so Bemble has become a dwarven child. Now they're making another one to von Schweinhund. Yeah, that shouldn't be something. We've already done that one, so that shouldn't be a problem. Oh well. Yep, Greaves make traction benches has now been completed as well. So if we go back up to, is it F4? And then up a little bit. If I go to F3 and then go down to the hospital, traction benches are missing from a few different locations in here. So I'm just going to go and plan those now. So if I just go back across into furniture, traction benches, and I'll just go into the planner. That way I've got one traction bench available. I just need to make sure that all of the hospital areas have got the traction benches. So for whatever reason, the planner is turning itself off when I end the session. So we're going to need to manage the bedrooms as well. Say F4. Yep, F4 is the bedroom layer. This is limestone down through here. So we built these bedrooms because of the limestone, but it's this area here that we want to be establishing. Let's just work on one little area at a time. Just go to doors, keep it in planning mode. That way we'll use them up and then be able to at least sort of get what we need. Need chests in through here as well. I think these are all been established as bedrooms. Yeah, they're all already bedrooms. Beds. Look, while we're getting planning happening like this, I'll just get a few more. Oops, they're the wrong ones. I will actually go and place them in there though. Just make sure none of our guys are fighting. I'll just put these in to start with. Let's have a quick look and see. So yeah, there's more and more things outside. We're now up to 50 hostiles. They can wander in, but there's yeah, there's like an army of them outside. It's raining goo outside. Okay, we've got steel iron boots. We're still not making the actual the male shirts. So we'll have to sort of have to figure out why it's not doing that in a little while. We do have them ordered, but they're just not actually being positioned. We've run out of steel. Might even check to see why we're running out of steel, but yet we still actually have steel there. Let's just go back across to the chests, and again we just got the planner. Pop these into the bedrooms. This will then create a shortage of this equipment, and so they'll then just go and start to build these up, which we don't have to worry about. Lots of fighting going on outside. So everyone can see if we can figure out what's going on here. So we've got the steel short swords, and you can see that these are not activated. Now this one here, this was done automatically. I'm going to ditch that one because we've already done von Schweinhut's Memorial. And we have a few milk animal ones in through there. If we can milk the pigs, that will just become part of what we do. In fact, we were going to check and see if we can be specific about the milking of the pigs, of the giant pigs. I'm thinking we probably can, actually. I think I remember seeing pig milk as something you can actually sell or buy. So these are queued up. What have we got there? Steel high boots, at most 6. So we've still got, these are still not, we're still not actually making use of these. We still haven't got to that point. I'm going to change that to 3. There we go. So now I'm going to stop, it's going to stop making those. I'll do the same with gloves because we seem to have like a lot of gauntlets. Steel gauntlets back and through here. So we're forging 2 at a time. But I think we forge a pair anyway. So I'm just going to go and change that one to 3. So it's not going to be building those. So the steel high boots, the greaves are... now why is that designated? No, this one is actually now ready to go. So we've only got 3 of those queued up at a time. So at most 3. I'll change that to 4. This is a very, very important piece of equipment. But we do actually have, they're satisfied with the steel bars and these ones now. So this one should become part of what they then plan for. You can see it's been given a work order to go and place those in. The shields, we've got enough shields, so we don't need to worry about those. The helms, at most 3, they don't have enough helms yet. And they're still making the others. But that one's still got, as if there's going to be something else to sort of be done there. I can recheck the conditions. So we'll just do a recheck to see what it can actually then go and build. Let's just go and leave it at that. And unpause. 51 hostiles now. There's more and more. And so I'd like to have a military just to be able to practice and do different things against them. The trouble with zombie creatures is that they're 3 times as strong as their living counterparts. Sorry, I thought I had it on play. Oh, here we go. So now we have what happens in here. This is actually yak bull hair, which has come back to life. So it's sort of rolling around inside the butcher shop. So when we actually are in here, we've got all these different things that have been killed like in here. And some of these will come back to life. Some of them don't. But there's a lot that do. Almost need to... Now this one here, this corpse stockpile, if we just go to custom... I need to get refuse as well. We need to sort of clear all this rubbish out of here. There's heaps of it. So I'm going to create a refuse stockpile deeper into the fortress. Oh, they've had a baby. All right, this is a trained one, 7 years old. That's a female. We've got a piglet who is a male. And he is tame, completely tame, because he was bred in captivity. This is another one, a male that is 7 years old. It's frail, but it is actually trained. And then we've got another. Actually, that one's only trained as well. There should be. Oh, hang on, no, that's what we had before. Yeah, so these are all. Yeah, 10 years old, 7 years old. Then we've got the piglet there for 1 year old, and then another 7 year old. So these are just trained. These are trained giant pigs that we caught. We keep on losing the poults. They keep on sort of running through the fortress, which I don't really want them doing that. That's what we kill so many of them. I think what I'm going to do is just go down to the refuse pile and make sure that we can actually go and pick up different bits and pieces, and just leave the bones further down into the fortress, which is here. This here was going to be a big refuse stockpile ultimately. So I'm going to go and place that one now. All right, accept. So this will be refuse. And if we just go to custom, we can see there that the things we're going to be placing in here are, we've got corpses. Corpses, I will actually leave that as well at this stage. This is going to be a very, very dangerous room. Body parts, skulls, bones, shells, teeth. Yeah, so everything that's sort of rubbish will end up in here. And then we can just literally go through and decide what we want to keep and what we don't. And we can then just throw them. This is actually, if we have a look at this one, we've got a dumping zone through there, which then goes straight down into the atom smasher. So if I leave that where that is, that should be good. I'm just going to put a door there. So we'll just go back into doors. So we'll just go and place that one there. So we should see lots and lots of the dwarves bringing the stuff up. Actually, one thing we were going to do was to go back to F3, go back down, and engrave this area. So if we go back across, we can then just do the engraving. And I will actually engrave the floor. Just to bring these up to a higher level. There is a room value way of doing this, but I've forgotten what it actually is. Like when we have a look at it, it's just a dining hall. Yeah, we don't get to see what that actually is. Now we've got the doors in through here. We'll just go back across now and go to furniture. Table, we're going to hide the planner and just start to sort of build these things. So we're going to select the material. So the nickel tables, the cages and restraints, the rope and chain, a few nickel chains in through here. I've got the bed there. I need to just put the throne in there as well. I'm just making this stuff out of nickel just for the theme of it. That's pretty much all it is. So it's not something you have to do, but I'm just trying to create a bit of a theme in through here. Now the doors, we're probably going to be using the nickel doors that we created elsewhere in the fortress. In fact, I bet you that they've been used in the bedroom layer. Okay. Yep, there it is. We will undo that one, remove this building, and cancel construction of that one. And so we can then just go back up to the dungeon layer. We should be able to now move at least one of those in. I need door. All right, so there should be a door somewhere on its way through. I'll just go back down to the bedroom layer and just see if we can sort of see what's going on with that. Oh, there's another nickel door there. It's supposed to be a trap, not a door. Oh, it is. That door is just sitting there, but it's been collected. This item is tagged by a task and will not be used by other tasks, so it's been put back into somewhere else. What I can do to stop that is I can actually forbid it and then unforbid it, and now it's just a door sitting on the floor. So it's now available. While I've got it all paused, I can now go back to that particular layer. I think it's F2, F3, and then down one. So now I should be able to place that door and give it an instruction. I hope that makes sense. While it was there, nickel door. Yep, so we've got that one there. We'll just go back down to the bedroom layer again. F6, F4, yep, F4. Just wait for somebody to come and do this one. There we go. Now the door is now has now been taken. So the if you go and have a look, not doing anything with it. Just wait for it. There it is. And again, we want to make sure that we get it before it's been given a task. So, which is fine right now. So while that's like that, we'll just go back up to F3, down to this layer, and just go and place that door right there. So doors and hatches, door, and there's a second door there. So that's now been given the task. So they've now been tasked. If we go back to that particular one and have a look at it, it's now been given a task. That task is to be placed on that other one. And we can wait and see what actually happens. We can just follow it. So we'll put the camera on it and just let it come through. So Etelos is saying, just started watching. I like your stream so far. Thank you for that. I hope you enjoy it. Here they come. Right, so Freeze Aaron is actually now is now moving it, and we'll now go and it's a heavy door, like it's made out of nickel. Oh, hang on, we've got a it's a full moon, and so we've actually got things happening. It's actually now just gone across to the next area as well, and you can see down through there we've actually got like something bad has happened there, but bad-ish. This is actually what we've been, like the last few turns, we've got a were llama, which we have in the main dining room, under constraints. Yeah, you can see down through there. So Goblin has transformed into a were llama, which is not a problem. Hi Sirian, how are you going? And I don't know if anybody else has joined us as well. So Naz is saying, is steel a bottleneck? Would a second steel making location help, or is it just population our bottleneck? It's just basically getting it all done. It's very hard to make steel in the game. Like, it actually takes a lot of materials. That's why I've got it all segmented out so I can see where the bottlenecks actually are. So ultimately what will happen is we'll end up with a collection of steel, but at the moment we're making steel as fast as we're using it as fast as we make it, just while we try to sort of get our military established. And so I've got two different areas, and so they've got to bring them up from the bottom of the fortress. So I think we'll start to build the minecart system now, start to plan it all out and try to figure it out. We may have to do like a bit of a test area just to sort of see how it's all going to sort of then work in terms of it being, we don't want it too hard, like we don't want it coming in too fast at any point in time. So we may sort of start looking at that one. When we'll make the mine carts, we need it out of something light. So we'll have to figure that one out. Actually, we're now sort of back into here again. So if we just go back across, we're following the nickel door, but we do actually have the were llama in here. So this is actually a goblin that is actually now a were llama inside there while it's a full moon. So we do actually have that creature in there that we can always make use of. And it was going to become a stray wild boar. Yep, there we go. That's good. Get rid of that one. Spring has arrived. Actually, tiger iron. I don't even know what that is. So there we go. We've made now one steel mail shirt. Now, as we get the equipment, I've got 56 hostiles now. There's heaps of them. I need to create like a full work of everything, really. So they're all sort of doing different things. Again, we don't have anything fighting inside the fortress, and that's the important thing. So, yep, dwarves are unable to complete the nickel door. That's okay. And so, if we just watch Freeze Aaron again, just come into this room, we should then sort of see them build this one. Freeze Aaron will walk us through here in just a second. Here it comes. Alert! Oh, human maceman has been found dead. This is interesting. Where? In here. Now, why? That's the next thing. We've got lots of food and drink. So why has he been found dead? Now, if we have a look at the corpse, we can view it. Well, actually, that's what we're seeing. It's just the list there. It's not giving us any information there at all. Doesn't make sense, but not that we know anything at all about what's going on there. Steel bars has been completed there again as well. This is definitely going to come back as a zombie. So what I'm going to do here is, oh God, what do we do? Actually, we've got other creatures now wandering around all over the place. I think we'll just go and lock them down just so that we don't have to think about them. So this is becoming quite a, there's quite a lot going on in this particular area. If we just go back across into the select the animals, in fact, I don't have to do it that way. What I can do is just go back in to the zone, click on it and just go to DF hack assign. And so what I want to do here is anything that is a egg layer, I want to have only egg layers. And you can see down through here that we end up with a lot of different things. We have to be a bit careful of what we bring in now. So most things have been assigned here, but some of them aren't. In a cage means that they're dead. I really should get rid of those. So we could even just use them, but all of these ones that are roaming really need to be assigned to this area. So I'll just do this one manually. There's heaps of them. Heaps of baby chickens. Turkey chicks. God, we've got so many of them. So anything in a cage, I definitely don't want to have those. There we are. All right, so that's all of the egg layers. We do actually have, even pets have been assigned, but just the ones in the cage. I don't want to be bringing those in. All right, that's good, that's fine. So they'll all be pushed back into this room. It's a bit compressed, but that's okay. We really need to get rid of more of them, like kill off more turkeys. There should be, yeah, we've got orders to do it, but we're just not actually sort of doing it there. Now, what are we going to do about this zombie? Because that, I mean, it's not a zombie yet, but it will be. And who's coming out of here? Dwarf and Zulban the miner. I don't know if they still have where vampires are always a very, very sort of bluey white colour. So we may be able to sort of pick out like that one there, Cygnus. No, still pink. Just see if we've got any vampires. See if we can try to locate one. We should have found them beforehand though. So I don't think we're going to spot that. Not sure what that is, what the problem is there. But anyway, finding it dead is a problem. If we go back across to the justice system, open cases, close cases, cold. Yeah, it should be. There should be, that should come up in here as there being a potential problem. Well, let's go back up the top. Let's go to F3 again, and we might just watch what actually happens here. If this one does come back to life, it's going to cause issues. Let's just let it go for a little while. Now this is Dwarf. Dwarf always gets in trouble here. Dwarf is hauling the corpse. So let's go and watch Dwarf and see if this corpse comes back to life. Now that's actually okay. So we got through that one unscathed. So that's fine. And this is like this is our corpse stockpiling through here. So that's Mangled skeleton through there. Splattered with talky. Now, what's that one from? O2. I don't know who that actually is. This is Tal. Who's Talky? Others. So most of these are going to be corpses. Just see if we've got another human in the fortress that we just don't know about. Nope, nothing there. Yep, so that's the were creature. Dead or missing. These are all the things that have come back to life that we actually have, that we've controlled. We killed, that was the were giraffe. Okay, we're not seeing anything else in through there, so citizens. Let's go down and see if we can find anyone that we've allowed into the fortress recently. Yeah, I'm not sure who Talky is. Who knows? Tapku was at the top of the list. Is that who you're looking for? Yes, I was. Tapku, which list was that? Ah, Talky. Yeah, you're right. There it is. Human Beast Hunter. God, where the hell was that one? Dead or missing? Now, does that mean we've got a zombie wandering around somewhere? What do we know about it? We don't know anything. Human Beast Hunter, right, okay. I'm not sure where we found that one. All right, well, let's let it go for a little bit. So we'll just go and go to F3 again. Actually, no, I will go down and just watch what happens in here. Now, we're taking this one here. This is actually Atir, the abbot. He's going to be placing it inside a tomb. All right, let's keep on going with this one then. And just watch what actually happens with this. Because if it becomes a zombie... There we go. So the tomb has been placed. I'm just going to go and lock down the tomb. Because they tend to be a bit of a bug with certain things actually... breaking away. So I'm just trying to lock everything down that gets placed in a tomb. If it comes back as a zombie, that will sort of be okay. Yeah, the wheel armor is now transformed back into a goblin again. Milk animal has been completed. Making coke from lignite has been completed as well. Slaughtering those. Giving both to a yak calf. We're going to need to start. Oh, there we go. Now this one here is coming back in. What are you doing? Whoa! We're going to slaughter this stray giant wild boar. This could be very dangerous. Now we've got enough there. There's a male, yeah. The males will be the ones slaughtered. Just while we try to get them having babies. It looks like they've got another baby. 8 years old. 8 years old. 11, 2 years old there. That one's a 10-year-old 1 year. So let's go and see what happens in here. Bang, done. So we've now got the this stray giant wild boar has been slaughtered. The trouble with this now is that we are likely to have. We need to now desperately get that hide sorted out, because if that comes back to life. If we have a look and see what's actually in through here, we've got like there'll be a lot of food in here from that particular one. So we're going to have like a lot of pork. but we'll end up at the bottom through here as well, where there's stray giant ball hooves is going to be okay. We've got now we're taking the fat. This is actually something we need to. We haven't set up a soap farm, and we need to go and do that. Got cartilage, lungs, hearts, liver. This has all been taken away for eating. The hair will stay there for a little while. The brain, the skull, the skin. We really need to tan this hide as fast as we possibly can. We've got a fair bit of meat there as well. We have ivory and boar bone. So I'm going to add a new task. Tan a hide and do it now. That hopefully will then just be somebody will come and take that hide before it can come to life. Get it done, please. So we've got the giant wild boar skin, which will give it a lot of leather. That's the one thing that can come back to life. Oh, here we go. Awesome. We've got ourselves our first actual siege. Great. A vile force of darkness has arrived seeking a parley. So we now have 2 invaders, only 2 of them. We'll see what we end up with in through here. So I'm just going to click on OK. And so we've got petitions as well. The malice of acts wishes to parley in order to avert loss of life. Do you approve this request? So the parley is the first bit where they actually ask for something. So let's go and see where this one actually is. So it's come on this side. At the moment we've only got 2 of them, but there should be more of them. This is Stozu Kutsmamodu, a sacred diversion. So they come in the early spring. And this is a goblin bowman backing through this other side as well. I'm going to let the siege happen. I'm going to, if this is all we have, if we only got 2 of them we have to deal with, I'll actually bring them in. We can have a look and see what they've got. So they're using, like this one here has only got it's not even very well armed. So definitely going to not deal with them, I don't think. This one here does actually have iron. So this one's the only one that's really quite dangerous. So, okay, so Exik has redeemed a custom reward. Woo! Okay, let's do that first because different things can happen now. So there's going to be a few choice citizens, I think, with what we end up having. So we've got Zulban the Miner, got a Bowyer there. I'm just trying to find someone that's going to be fairly interesting that will be involved. We do actually have another member of the military, actually, so that may be the better way to go. Who was that? We had another one. I'll just see who it is in our military, and then I'll give you that one. So if we have a look at the characters, Sibrek. So Sibrek is somebody that is in our military, but it's not actually, that's interesting. Sibrek has not actually gone and picked up equipment yet. So we brought Sibrek across. Just go back to the squads. And and we were going to set up our military properly today, so we will actually go and do that one. But we will need to go and make sure that Sibrek is... we do actually have like a full set of gear for Sibrek, so we'll go and set that one up properly. But we'll just find Sibrek in through here. I can just sort by name. There we go, the Dyer. Very happy chap. So just go across to it. So that's Sibrek, who is a member of the Magical Murder. Uniform and kills. He doesn't actually have a uniform as such. In fact, he's just wandering around in the nude. All right, we definitely need to get him set up properly. So Sibrek will become X6777. Great. I'm going to place, so he's just wandering around with no clothes on. If I go up now to the squad, we'll just go and double check what we've got. So when I set these guys up, they should go and position themselves. So if I go and, I'm going to go and tell them what to go and do. So with the squad itself, if we go and have a look, you can see there the actual commander is fully decked out now in steel, which is exactly what we do want. If we go across to this area, we have the assign a training order, assign a burrow defense order, go to equipment. Yeah, so this is actually where things, Fortress Metal is the one that we end up having through here. We've got custom uniforms for a couple of them, but Fortress Metal is the one that should be being assigned in here. And so, Metal Shield Buckler. Uniform replaces clothing. Confirm. That should be assigned. Yeah, they've all been assigned. That's not what we wanted to do, actually. Because we wanted to have Klingzog with the custom. I should have done that for the whole lot. I shouldn't have done that. Well, look, I'm going to leave it there and just see what they do when I designate them. It means that they're going to come through. Now, it does mean that the uniform itself, yeah, they've got an individual choice of melee weapon, which is fine. Metal armor, metal headwear, metal legwear, metal handwear, metal footwear. So this is all going to be metal. I might change what we end up having here to steel armor. So we'll start to sort of designate exactly what it is that they need to be doing here. Steel, because we're now making steel. It's going to be made out of wood as well, but we'll just make sure we end up with the steel. There it is, steel buckler, and that's going to be fine. Individual choice of melee weapon is going to be okay as well. So we'll actually call this one Fortress Metal as well. Confirm and save. So if we go to assign uniform, we've got 2 Fortress Metals. I'm just going to ditch that one and just be left with this one through here. So that should then give us the everyone in steel. Now you can see the others are actually sort of are getting their steel together, but I definitely don't want to be going out without proper steel equipment everywhere. Now I'm thinking that Supreme Plague and Klingzog don't look like they've actually got steel done properly here. Still using old stuff. Let's just go and leave it there, I think. So we'll just go and what we'll do is, just to force this one, is I'm going to go and tell them to meet at the top of the fortress. That way they'll go and get their stuff and then go to the top. So we'll just go back up to F3 and just tell them to meet here. So I'll just get them at this location. Now we also had the corpse was being sent down. No, the corpse was buried, and that's okay. We've got. Oh, here we go. Look, it's come out of here. Didn't even see it. So we've actually now got the humans in the cage. So we've actually now caught that. That one did come back to life. So we now actually have this Tal Athadet's corpse is now came back as a zombie. I'm just going to now unlock that one. So that coffin is well, essentially now we're going to be sort of moving that one away. So he did come back as a zombie ultimately. God, there's a lot going on here. So let's go and set up the station order for these guys to be here. That way they'll end up congregating in through here, and they should end up with as much steel equipment as they possibly can. As we come back down through here, we're still not seeing, we're seeing helmets in through here, but we're not seeing armor This is a problem. I might tell them to specifically go and build the armour that we need. So I'll just go down to F8, which is down the bottom here. So we're just going to go into armour, steel, and we're just going to do the mail shirts. I'm just going to go and add a few of these. Armour, steel. I'm not sure why it's not actually doing those. It says that it is, but it's just not actually doing it for whatever reason. Everything else we actually have. Armour, steel, mail shirts. Right. So we'll get those done, and we need to get these done as a matter of priority. So we'll get those established. You're not seeing anything else there. If we go and have a look at mail shirts in through here as well, mail. We do actually have a few of them around. So why aren't they stored? Where are they stored? Oh, they're in here. That's why. View the stockpile, go to custom. And in this case, I must have left on the clothing. Armour. Yeah, usable armour is not supposed to be stored here, which is the steel. Yeah, I'll just go and make sure we don't steal anything, like anything with steel in it. Yeah, that'll do. Hopefully that will sort of sort things out. So it looks like we do have steel in other places. Where was that? Yeah, I'm unsure. All right, let's go back down and let's go back to F2. Sorry, F3. So the order has been given. If we go and follow around one of the actual, like maybe we follow exec around and just sort of see where we do it, and just double check. So I can find it. Here it is. We'll follow him around for a little bit. Actually, before we do that, we do actually have to go and check out the group. Now, the petition, I think I'm going to just let that one sort itself out to a large degree here. So I'm not going to. I'm going to end up allowing them to come in and fight me. So we'll go and do that as well. But we need to go back up again to the top layer here where we've got the... I need to just make sure that this one finishes. So Union ID does need to finish off this location. We've still got this skin here. We do need to deal with this one. Sorry, we do need to deal with it. An ambush, skulking vermin. Where's that? Okay, there's more of them now coming in. I don't mind this, to be honest. So we've now got we've got more and more of them arriving. We'll have a look at these in detail, but let's just go to petitions, and we're going to deny the parley. So parley means that we come out and talk with them, and actually then sort of figure out. They then tell us what they want, like in terms of what they want from us. But we're going to deny the parley. No petitions that attract your attention, so that one's now gone. So the alert. So we've got an ambush. A vile force of darkness has arrived seeking a parley. Well, that's now gone. The parley is done, so we can get rid of that one. Okay, so we're going to now got the different forces in through here have become recruits, etc. We'll have a look at those in just a minute. The goblin is fighting. Fighting what? I don't think there's anything in here that they need to be fighting, but we'll have a look at that in just a minute. So in this instance, oh, they're fighting who? Who's this? This one's overcome with terror. I don't get it. What's going on here? Why are they fighting each other? Oh, kobolds have come in as well. So kobolds have actually come into this area. Yeah, so the kobolds snuck in at exactly the same time. So the kobolds were trying to sneak into our fortress, and they happened to arrive just when this invasion arrived as well. So we've ended up with a group of kobolds that are basically going to be destroyed by the because these won't have anywhere near the what the others require. So these goblin bowmen, etc., they're all healthy. This one here doesn't really have. This one's still healthy as well. But there's a lot of fighting going on. Let's just watch it from here. So we've got 12 invaders now. More of them coming in. Yes, we just happen to have two groups. I don't know where these sacred diversions are. This one's winded. Yeah, after seeing the kobold blade dust die. All right, so I'm going to what we're going to do is we're going to open up the fortress. And who have we caught in here? Bobcat. Now, what we don't want to be doing is we want to make doubly sure the bobcat is forbidden. So that's fine, because we don't want our guys outside. Now, they will go and set up the cage trap itself. Will then be reset. But I think we'll just deal with that at the time, and we'll fight in here. So what are you doing, Bjorf? Stressed, hauling mudstone from in here. That's okay. Yes, there's a lot going on. So there's more vermin coming in. Let's go and see if before we actually unlock that. Let's just go and follow the actual the guys that we actually have. Mainly sort of interested in the new recruit. Actually, before we do that, I will actually. It is going to pick up equipment, which is good. So he's moving across now to pick up the equipment. Before we do that, again, I keep on forgetting. We really do have to check and see what happens in here, because the tanning of the hide is very, very important. Come on, finish it, finish it, finish it. Done. Okay, so we've got a couple of leather there. This is now won't come back to life. So that's good. We managed to do that one fairly quickly. So that one works out well. Yeah, goblins and goblins are still fighting away. I'm going to just watch now what happens again with sorry, not with Freezerin. With where are you? So it should now, by giving it the order, it should now just go and pick up the what it requires here. And we have a look at the others as well. They should drop their equipment and then go and get new equipment. Atomic Ant looks good. And the recruit now looks good as well. So the recruit has now come into this area and is still picking up equipment. If we go and follow, well, what we should see is the equipment, the items that he's got, is now got a very good quality steel sword and a steel shield, and is now just going to go across and pick up other equipment. Where are you heading off to now? It's going to the bottom of the fortress, I think. So it's going all over the place. Yep, just picked up a steel mail shirt. So the mail shirts are now being built. So he's now got the protection on his body, and now he's going to go all the way back up again to the other stockpile. And go across now to the... so this is why we need to get like a faster way of getting everything up to the top. He's going to pick up more stuff from in this room. It's interesting. So picked up a flask. Oh yeah, he needs a flask. He needs a backpack as well. Get his boots on. Helmet, greaves, gauntlets. So he's now decked out really, really quite strongly. He's just not very good at fighting yet. So he's now going to go and pick up his backpack, and then he's going to go and pick up some food and drink. There we go, backpack on. Syrian's saying, we picked up the male shirt from the first metalsmith, not the second, where you made those individual ones. Maybe, I think, did I make them in both locations? I can't remember now. Maybe the shirt's just not making it up to the stockpile for some reason. Yeah, we sort of fixed that one up, so they should start to make their way up there. So eventually they'll make their way up. Now we have, he's now going to go to the station, and he should then find the others sitting there as well. He's getting his food, the wine, the plump helmets to eat, and there they all are. So we now actually have our force ready to go, with like they're all decked out in, you know, with the wine, all the different bits and pieces, biscuits, turkey hen egg biscuits, copper spear in this instance. We've got ourselves the copper mace, which is not a fantastic weapon. But I think that Atomic Ant is actually attached to that mace. And then this one here. Yeah, so he's still got sutures from previous weapons. Got a copper warhammer. So the maces are much better now than what these guys actually had. If we go to thoughts, I've got a funny feeling that they are attached to it. Which is okay. Look, I'm not too concerned about that one. All right, so we've got now. We do need to go and make even a bigger army, but let's deal with this group first. So we'll just go across. We've got the alert. Just go back out to the top again. It looks like they've actually disappeared. So they've sort of fought each other and killed each other to a large degree. Well, we're not seeing them. They could still be outside. Let's open up the fortress now. And yeah, there's a lot of dead kobolds out this way. And I'm just going to go and make sure that all of these are set as forbidden. Let's make sure there's nothing else up here. That's a goblin. Wow, that really did set things up, didn't it? Just make sure that all of these are forbidden. All right. Now, we don't know what's going on, but let's open up the fortress anyway. We have 3. Pull the lever, do it now. There we are. So with these guys, I'll keep them in station. I don't even know if I should even bother doing that, you know. I might just move them up to the top, into this area in here, just so that they're sort of congregating in around this particular zone. So let's just put them on station here, just to protect this zone. Here they come. It's now open. Did something come down? No, I thought I saw some movement. I'll allow that bobcat to be brought down. That one's a living bobcat. It's not an undead one. We should see if there's going to be any sort of interaction. We should see it fairly soon. Oh, there we go. Cobalt's mangled corpse. Oh, it was a corpse. Somehow made its way in. Well, do we have any more? Let's just quickly go through the hostiles. These are all the zombies on the outside. The zombie corpse, sorry, that little corpse may have been able to sort of find its way through. God, there's a heap out here. We have to ditch. We have to go and get them at some point. We need a bigger military. Here we go. So this is a zombie corpse making its way through. That's just a left hand of one of them. So it's crawling, and it's now chasing away Bimble the cook. I'll leave that one alone. The hand shouldn't be able to do much. Oh, good, more piglets, good. We want that. Okay, the forging of the male shirts, we've run out of steel now. And again, that's all okay. The goblin is now fighting where? Not sure where. Bobcat it's not quite making its way through. Let's just see what happens here. Yeah, these can avoid the traps. This is the problem with kobolds. They can sort of skirt past the actual traps that we've got set. I think we're going to have to move our military up and out just while we do this stuff. So we'll just go back to the station and just go back up the top here and just stand in the doorway. Here we go. So that's good stuff. And then we've got the actual military should have killed that one off. That's going to be the hand there. Kobold mangled left hand. Yep, that's all okay. We'll just let everything sort of sort itself out, and then we'll bring everyone back inside. Now, it may still be, there's still goo everywhere, so I'm going to, I'm just going to bring them back down into this layer here. Just so that they're not standing around outside. Just get it all set. Straight poults have been slaughtered, that's okay. I think we're sort of done here. Cage will then go and reset. The hand, I'll just leave that one where it is outside. Like these are all sort of rotting away. And we don't know of what else there is, but there should be more of these. Yeah, this one here has now come back. That's a mutilated corpse crawling around. There was goblins as well. This goblin here should also come back to life. There's a fair few of them out here. I think I might just turn off my my military, and then we might even just leave. Let's just close the fortress down. So we'll just go and tell them that there's no orders, so they're going to go back to no special orders and through this other side. And what we'll then also get to do is with this one here, I'm going to allow that one to be looked after properly. Like segment that one out somewhere else. And we then actually have the with these guys here, so they're going to wander off. But one thing we haven't got with them is their scheduling. So what we've done is we've got the when at the moment they're set to ready, which is they're always ready whenever they do. But we've got the they go to off duty essentially. Is well, ready is got no orders. Let's have a look and see if we can actually I forget how to do this one. Ready is the one that we require them to always be ready to fight. So they never drop their equipment. Constant training. If I go and click on that one, it means that they're just going to always be training now. They're going to become a dedicated military, which is sort of what we want now, because we've got enough population here to manage this fairly well. Yeah, ready is just means that they do when they're not active, they still just work, but they work with all of their equipment still on. Training just means that they always train. If staggered training means that some of them will go off and just become citizens again, and they'll put their equipment away. But constant training is now probably what we want, and so they're going to come into this training room. I think we set that one up as a training area as well. So if we go and have a look and see, yeah, so they sleep, they train here as well. So they do everything in this particular room. Okay, that's good. Where are they wandering off to? Oh, they're going that way. Oh, okay. We've got another one that's come, but I've actually run out of time. So the giantess Slusu Asnut has come, a gigantic creature resembling a human, almost unparalleled in size. So these are titans. These are different to Forgotten Beast, but not much. And the Forgotten Beasts tend to come from underground. The titans tend to come from above ground. So I'm going to have to lock the fortress down, and then we're going to have to figure out how to deal with it. But we'll have to do that in the next session, because I have run out of time today. I've got to go and do a stream on the Slytherin channel in an hour's time, playing some Scramble Battle of Britain. But this is going to be interesting. So I'm just going to go and click on OK and pause straight away. We definitely need to go and close the fortress down. So I'm just going to go down and tell this one, pull the lever, do it now, and we'll then find out where this giant actually is. Here it is. So this is Sloslu Asnut, the giantess. So coming in at the same angle as the kobolds and the goblins. So giantess. So it's okay. So it's female, but it looks male. All right. So we've got the. Oh, it's got a child as well. So Tekak in through this other side, 589 years old. This is essentially a forgotten beast, and I would really like to catch this thing somehow. These can't be caught in traps. Polite, swayed by emotions. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Pouring goo everywhere. We don't know any of its skill set or anything. Let's go to health and its description. Somewhat greasy, dense hair is extremely long. She has a large body, but is quite weak, so it's not drawing it properly. She has a deeply recessed chin. Her teeth are gapped. Her slightly sunken, wide, light brown eyes have large irises. Again, not seeing that there. Eyelashes are extremely short. Her slightly low eyebrows are quite dense. Her hair is burnt sienna. Her skin is ecru. All right. So anyway, I'm going to have to leave that one for next turn. So we'll actually leave it there. So. 6 saying, now got to make a fort. Lol, this game is so good. It's an incredible game. Incredible game. Now, this is going to, if those zombies, if they come back to life, they will attack her, I'm thinking. So, yeah, here we go. So she's going to come across to here, I would imagine. But we'll find out next episode. The next session where we actually now have to try to deal with this thing. And they've gone back to being their normal selves. So I'm just going to go and have another quick look at the military before we leave it. So make doubly sure that they don't just ditch all of their equipment. This is the goo from when they were outside. People are now washing off the goo because it makes them unhappy. These are pretty much okay for the dungeon. I'm just going to go and repaint that one just while we're here as well. Alright, so that makes that a bit bigger. And I think we're sort of done. Military wise, yeah, we still don't have any actual armour there. We might have to try to fix that one up next turn. Need to get more steel done. But yeah, that was pretty cool. Where's our military guys? There we go. Supreme Plague is going off to harvest plants. Now they should be training. Constant training. At least 10 to train. Yeah, there we go. Minimum number of soldiers to follow new order. Yeah, there we go. Equip always. Sleep room at will. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, hang on. Actually, that just overrides the top one. They should be going off to train. I'm not sure why they're doing other things, but at least they're keeping their equipment, which is good. So anyway, I'm going to leave it there, guys. I'm just going to go back up to the top and move across to where that giantess is. And leave it there. Okay, I'll catch you guys, if you're here for Dwarf Fortress, I'll catch you next week. And otherwise, I will be on the Slytherin channel in about an hour's time to play some Scramble Battle of Britain, which is a great little game. All right, I'll leave it there. Thanks for watching.